So guys, in part one, I shared sort of the beginning part to TechnoBuffalo. Let me continue the story in part two. It's too long to sort of put out in one giant video. So if you didn't watch the first part, put the link, we'll annotate it, and the link will be down below. But here's the continuation of the TechnoBuffalo story. And at the point where things were kind of at their lowest, it was almost like a guardian angel on my shoulder. I got an email. I got an email from a guy named Khalid bin al-Walid. And the email, I remember, I'll never forget it. I was at a Shell station filling up with gas when it came through on my phone. And it said, quite simply, I love the videos, I love what you do. I'd like to try to be a part of TechnoBuffalo. So I went home and I did what you would have done. I put his name into Google. And what I saw, I mean, at first I told my wife, I'm like, I got this email. She's like, oh, it's probably spam. You know, I'm like, oh, all right. But you know what? I'm going to reply anyway, because what's the harm in replying? I still read every single email that comes into my inbox. So I replied to this gentleman, Khalid, and I said, you know, thank you very much for your interest. You know, let me, you know, I'd love to talk to you more about it. So again, I went home and put him to Google, and I realized that he was a prince in Saudi Arabia. And like my jaw dropped. I'm like, this has got to be like a new version of Punk'd or something. Like one of my friends I thought was going to come running out with the camera, Ashton Kutcher with his trucker hat was going to come out, but it wasn't. Then I asked him to sort of verify who he was. I saw a picture of him online, and we started talking. And he and I talked for 8 months about our visions for TechnoBuffalo, about our families, about our histories, and we really, really, really got to know each other. You know, me taking on a business partner, I was scared and I was nervous. I didn't know him at all, and I wanted to be very comfortable with him. And him, you know, investing in a company and a person, he didn't know me at all either. You know, and dealing with a prince of Saudi Arabia was sort of a little scary at the time. So I got to know him just as a person, titles and everything else aside. And turned out we had a lot in common. Khalid ended up becoming one of my closest friends, and is still one of my closest friends. And he became a minority partner in TechnoBuffalo. And with that, I got sort of a lifetime friend. And he and I talked for a long time, and his initial investment in TechnoBuffalo helped us grow. It helped us bring Sean on full time. It helped us hire staff. It helped us open offices. It helped us get access to things we wouldn't have access to before. It got us into events we wouldn't have had access to before. And I just learned more about him, and he learned more about me. And it, you know, it sort of just goes to show you, you can never, you know, you don't know anybody until you get to know them. And, you know, I'll never forget him and his wife coming over to our house for dinner, and our wives playing Dance Central on the Xbox, and him and I just going upstairs and I think checking out all the phones I had in my closet at the time. It just goes to show you in life, you never know what's going to come next. And Khalid has sort of, he's been quiet. We haven't sort of talked about his involvement in TechnoBuffalo, but I feel that I wasn't doing a service to sort of the great gift that he gave me and the gift that he gave the whole staff by believing in us. So you should check him out. I'll put all of his Twitter and Instagram information sort of right here so you can check him out. Say hi to him. He loves to talk about technology. He's a really good guy and just a good human in a world where I don't know how many good humans there are left. But he's one of the few, and I'm proud to call him a friend. And I'm even more excited to finally share the news. He's sort of been quiet behind the scenes. He's come to the office a ton of times. He's hung out with us at CES a million times. And, you know, we've traveled to Geneva together and gone to all kinds of cool places, but I never had a chance to sort of talk about him. So I'll sort of continue the story. Khalid came on board, and TechnoBuffalo started to grow. And I realized I wasn't having as much time as I wanted, and this is still the case, to do all the video work that I wanted to do and still try and run a company. And this is still something I struggle with. You know, we probably put out now about a third of the video content we could and probably should, because it's just me. In addition to sort of doing all the Revision 3 shows and all the other content, I'm also running a business. I'm negotiating all the contracts that go into our ad networks. I mean, it's a lot of work. So, you know, we looked to hire someone that could help with the video work. We brought on Noah Kravitz, who's with us for about 1.5 years. And I'll never forget our first executive summit. It was me, Sean, and Noah, and we flew up to San Francisco where Noah lives. His son was just little at the time, and, you know, I didn't have any kids, and Sean did not, so I figured he shouldn't have to travel. And we talked about the road to 2. And the road to 2 is getting us to 2 million page views, which at the time seemed crazy. We had maybe passed 1 million one time. And we put together this plan and what content we were going to talk about and how we were going to try and be more the voice of the consumer. And we were a teeny tiny little site. I mean, we weren't even like a fly on like the ass of a site like CNET, or the sites that are owned by AOL or the other CBS sites. But we believed in what we were doing. Kyle believed in us, and we had a vision and we executed on it. And we're able to sort of continue to grow and grow TechnoBuffalo. And we sort of did that by just trying to be the voice of the consumer and trying to utilize best SEO practices and always trying to be sort of honest and sort of on the up and up, so to speak. So Noah's gone his own way, and we sort of brought in other video people, but I still struggle with that same thing every day. Right now it's just me making video, and it's tough. We don't do nearly as much as we could, and again, as much as we should, but we're trying. We finally have an office, which you guys have seen, and we're going to move into another office in October. We're building out a whole new studio with sets and sort of up the professionalism. We brought on, you guys haven't had a chance to actually meet him in person, but we brought on a video editor in the form of Ron Parita, you can really see the exact day he came on. You can see the quality of the videos improve. Be able to hire incredible writers and incredible video talent throughout the years, and it's been incredible, and I keep saying incredible, but that's how I feel, to give people the opportunity to live their dreams. And I feel so grateful that somebody believed in me and gave me the opportunity to live my dreams, and I have so mumuch respect for that, and it's such a privilege to be able to give the rest of TechnoBuffalo staff the chance to live their dreams. And none of this would have happened if Kyle didn't believe in me. None of this would have happened if the audience didn't care what I had to say. None of this would have happened if the audience didn't give me a second chance if TechnoBuffalo crashed and failed. And I'll forever be grateful for that. It was just, it's an honor, it's a privilege, and I don't have a script for this video, I'm just talking from the heart. So that's the story of TechnoBuffalo. That's how we came to be. If you're going through similar struggles in your life, whether you're starting a business or you're in school and you think things are at their worst and they can't get better, I can tell you they will get better, and they can get better. And just when you think things are at their darkest, you might have that guardian angel sitting right there on your shoulder, waiting to email you and waiting to say, I believe in what you're doing, no matter what it is. So if you're gonna take anything away from this video, let that be the message. Things can get better, you can live your dreams, you can fight for what you think is important, and you could run a business, your company, or your life with a strong sort of moral principles and always with honesty, and you can be successful. Now, we're not nearly as successful as I'd like TechnoBuffalo to be. My goal is for TechnoBuffalo to be the largest consumer electronics portal in the world, and that's including the giant sites. We've only been around for, again, since 2009, 2010 early. It's not even that long. We've already sort of grown, but we're not nearly where I want us to be. We've got a lot of market share now, but we don't have a lot of mind share. And I really want to grow and change that. And I love our independent spirit. I love that we can try something new. If it doesn't work, it didn't work. At least we tried it. I'm not beholden to a board of investors or anything. We've had people inquire about trying to buy the site, and I've sort of pushed it back. So I like being independent. I like being able to sit and talk with you guys and say what I want, not have to worry about anybody looking over my shoulder. So that's the whole story. I hope for those of you that sort of are the fans that wanted to hear this and watch, I hope you enjoyed. It's been just a privilege for me to be here, and I plan on being here for many, many, many more years. But I wanted just to share the whole story of TechnoBuffalo with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, I'm John Rettinger. See you guys next video. What's up, everyone? Thank you for watching that video. If you want to see more of the latest and greatest tech news, you can subscribe to our main TechnoBuffalo channel by clicking the button right down below in my pants region, or click on the buttons to your right to see more videos.